What happens when the world's fighters challenge an unstoppable legend? Can speed, instinct, and discipline truly redefine martial arts forever? How did Bruce Lee turn challenges into history before cameras? During the filming of Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee faced constant pressure. Every day on set, extras, crew members, and even professional stuntmen watched him closely, whispering, judging, and waiting for a moment to test him. Many of them sat on a high wall while Bruce trained other actors, observing every movement. Their desire was simple: to become the person who could say they had fought Bruce Lee. Fame, pride, and curiosity fueled their impatience. Bruce, however, was never interested in showing off. He believed that true mastery did not require public proof. Time after time, he declined challenges, convinced that wasting energy on ego-driven contests meant nothing. But tension slowly grew. Voices began shouting from across the set, mocking him, questioning his skill, daring him to respond. The insults became louder, more personal, and more aggressive. Eventually, a stuntman named Shu Long leapt down from the wall, halting the entire production and demanding a real fight. Under the burning sun, surrounded by a restless crowd, Bruce calmly accepted. Shu Long attacked first, striking with confidence. Bruce brushed the blow aside as if it were air. Without hesitation, he unleashed a counterattack faster than the eye could follow. In seconds, Shu Long collapsed, stunned and broken. Witnesses recalled Bruce's legendary deal: "You hit me once, I hit you once." The stuntman kicked. Bruce deflected it effortlessly, then responded. The counterstrike was so fast, the man laughed, until blood and teeth spilled from his mouth. The set fell silent. From that day on, no one doubted him again. Long before becoming an American icon, Bruce Lee was already carving his legend in Hong Kong. In 1972, an unforgettable moment unfolded live on television. Bruce and a group of 7th-degree black belt karate practitioners were invited to demonstrate their arts. As the demonstration progressed, Bruce used the karate experts as targets, sending them backward with each kick. The audience gasped at his control and speed. Then, the Grand Master of the karate school stepped forward. Watching his students struggle, he felt compelled to defend his art and his pride. He challenged Bruce directly. Calm and respectful, Bruce accepted. He showcased his lightning-fast technique, then delivered a kick straight toward the Grandmaster. The result shocked everyone. The master was launched across the room, defeated in a single moment. It was not cruelty, it was clarity. Bruce was proving that martial arts could evolve beyond tradition into something sharper, faster, and more fluid. After moving to America, Bruce continued refining his philosophy in California. He spent countless hours teaching Kung Fu to anyone willing to learn, regardless of race or background. In an era when many schools refused outsiders, Bruce opened his doors. He believed martial arts belonged to humanity, not to any single culture. His classes blended technique, movement, and mindset, encouraging students to think rather than imitate. Bruce trained with elite fighters, including world-class martial artists like Joe Louis. Through sparring and study, he sharpened his ideas, forming what would later become Jeet Kune Do. His reputation grew, not just for power, but for generosity. He shared everything he knew, earning deep respect from fighters across disciplines. Among those closest to him was Chuck Norris. Their bond became legendary. Although no real sparring footage survives, rare photographs capture their time together. Norris's kick narrowly missing Bruce's head, both men standing side by side, like warriors from different worlds. They were rivals in strength, but brothers in spirit. The world saw what their confrontation might look like in Way of the Dragon. In the iconic Coliseum scene, Bruce overwhelms Norris with relentless speed and precision. Punches and kicks flow like water, pushing the pace until Bruce secures a guillotine choke. It is cinema, but it carries truth, an expression of Bruce's philosophy: efficiency over display, function over form. Chuck Norris later spoke openly about the honor of fighting Bruce, even on film. He described Bruce's unbelievable speed and athleticism, calling the experience one of the greatest moments of his career. To stand opposite Bruce Lee was to stand before a force of nature. Bruce's physical abilities were not myth. In rare tournament footage, his hand speed appears almost unreal. His punches blur, invisible to the human eye. In one demonstration, a black belt receives a 1-inch punch and is launched backward into a chair. Moments later, a young man in a button-down shirt becomes the next subject. This time, Bruce uses a 6-inch punch. The impact sends the man flying several meters across the floor. There is no wind-up, no drama, only explosive power born from perfect coordination. Another rare clip shows Bruce performing push-ups using only 2 fingers. It is a display not just of strength, but of control. Every movement reflects balance, discipline, and mastery. These feats were not tricks. They were the result of relentless training and an understanding of the body that few have ever achieved. Perhaps Bruce's most extraordinary gift was instinct. In one remarkable moment, he fights with his eyes completely covered. Blindfolded, he anticipates attacks, blocks strikes, and reacts purely through sensitivity. Without sight, he reads motion through touch and awareness. Yet he does more than defend. He counters, he strikes, he drops his opponent with ease, proving that true combat lives beyond vision. He repeats the feat moments later, once again dominating while blindfolded. The crowd erupts. Bruce Lee shows the world that a warrior does not rely on sight alone, but on presence, timing, and intuition. What makes that seem so powerful isn't just the spectacle, it's what it reveals about how Bruce trained his mind. He treated fighting like a language. If you learn the grammar of distance, rhythm, and reaction, you can read an opponent even when one sense is removed. That's why his movements look so calm. He isn't guessing. He's collecting information through subtle shifts in weight, changes in breathing, the sound of footsteps, the tension in a shoulder before a strike. To Bruce, awareness was a weapon, and sensitivity was a form of intelligence. This was the heart of his approach. Remove what is unnecessary, keep what is useful, and make it your own. He rejected rigid tradition when it limited growth, but he respected the roots that built real skill. In training, he obsessed over efficiency, how to hit sooner, move cleaner, waste less. He drilled footwork until it became instinct, practiced timing until it became natural, and strengthened his body until it could express speed without strain. Even his famous demonstrations weren't meant to impress. They were proof of concept, showing what precision and control can accomplish. Bruce Lee was more than a fighter. He was a philosopher of movement, a bridge between traditions, and a force that reshaped martial arts forever. Every challenge he faced became a lesson. Every victory carried meaning. He did not seek to prove himself, yet history followed him. Through discipline, speed, and vision, Bruce Lee transformed combat into art, and art into legacy. And that legacy extends far beyond the ring or the screen. He changed how people think about training, not as imitation, but as discovery. He inspired athletes to cross-train, to question, to evolve. He also reshaped culture, breaking barriers and expanding what audiences believed an Asian leading man could be. Decades later, fighters still study his clips, coaches still quote his ideas, and ordinary people still borrow his mindset. Adapt, stay sharp, and move through life with purpose. In that sense, Bruce Lee never stopped fighting, not against opponents, but against limitation itself.